Hello guys, Dan here from Dan's Tech. In today's video guys, we're going to be having a look at the Fortis 3. This is the Malik's Custom Edition. Now I've already reviewed the original, as you can see here, the one that has the orange heat pipes and the silver fins. Now this Malik's Custom Edition, essentially what they've changed is that they've put heat cap covers on top of the heat pipes and they've fully nickel plated just the full thing. The heat pipes and also the fins are a very dark looking silver colour. They might look black on the camera, but it is kind of like a dark silver colour. And also what you get in the box for the Malik's Custom Edition are three top slates. So you get a red, a blue and also a white slate. You essentially unscrew the black slate and you can put one of these on to say match heatsinks on your motherboard or say your graphic cards, stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this performs. I think it's going to perform around the same. It is essentially the same colour, and to my understanding, nickel plating a cooler doesn't enhance the performance anyway. It's just the aesthetics. So yeah, without further ado guys, we're going to get into it, and I'm also going to be comparing this colour with the Fortis 3 original one to just really show you guys everything that's changed, and yeah, just go over the thermals and stuff near the end. So without further ado guys, let's jump into it. To get started inside the box, you get the instruction manuals on top, three coloured slates, the colour itself, an all black 140mm fan, and the mounting accessories in another box. The included coloured slates are red, blue and white. I'll get onto these a little later on. Now inside the accessory box you get all the needed mounting gear needed for both Intel and AMD platforms, in addition to two extra fan clips, thermal compound, a spanner and a custom screwdriver to remove the top slates. So onto the cooler. The cooler's design is a large single tower cooler with a 140mm fan, more on the fan a little later on. Now the total dimensions of the unit with the fan attached is 158mm in height, 140mm in width and 125mm in depth, so rather large. Now the total weight of the cooler with the fan attached is just under 840 grams, so rather light. Now the tower features many aluminium fins with 5 copper heat pipes passing through the fin stack. Also, the heatsink has a cutout on the further side opposite the fan. This aims to aid the installation process, of which I'll get onto a little later on. Now as mentioned, the full cooler has been nickel plated and looks rather nice overall. Up top the cooler features black plastic caps to cover the heat pipes, so you don't get any protruding heat pipes out of the top of the black slate. This, if anything, really makes the cooler look rather nice and a nice addition versus the original Fortis 3. Now moving on to the included fan, this is one of SilentiumPC's own Sigma Pro fans. As mentioned, it's a 140mm fan with a rotation range of 500 to 1400 RPM, plus or minus 10%, and connects to the heatsink with two metal clips. No rubber is in sight, however this isn't exactly a very expensive cooler, so no marks off there. As for a comparison to the original, the differences lie in the full nickel plating of the cooler, so goodbye orange heat pipes. Also, you of course get the included coloured top slates and the plastic heat pipe covers. The fan also remains the same spec. Now moving on to the installation of the Fortis 3, it's identical to the original cooler and overall is pleasant enough. This is mainly down to the many illustrations in the manual and the large mounting pieces involved. Installation starts by prepping the backplate. In this case you want to slot 4 bolts through the plastic backplate, then secure them with the other 4 plastic pieces. Once you've done this, you can slot this through your board and add the 4 plastic spacers and the metal bars to the 4 bolts and screw them down with the 4 small nuts. After this has been completed, you can add a little thermal compound, then place the cooler on top of the CPU, screwing this down evenly with the 2 remaining screws with a long screwdriver. Overall, nothing too tedious, and if anything, is rather simple. Also, this is what the cooler looks like with the red top slate installed. My particular motherboard has many red heat sinks, so matches this pretty damn well. So now I've got the installation out of the way, we can speak performance. I decided to run the standard high performance benchmark. That's running the Adobe Premiere Pro video render test on the i7-4790K with all cores overclocked to 4.4 GHz with the auto voltage just for extra heat purposes. The cooler scored a relatively good temperature and overall makes sense for a cooler of this class. I also performed a test at 4 GHz and for comparison have results for the original Fortis 3 also on the screen at both speeds. Although these results may not show this cooler is fantastic in terms of performance, for the price it's very good, even beating out the popular Hyper 212 Evo from Cooler Master. With a very appealing design, there's no real reason I cannot recommend this cooler, even at the higher price point compared to the original one. Anyhow, let's conclude. So guys, there we are, that was my review of the Malik's Custom Edition of the Fortis 3. So to conclude, a very good colour. I do like the fact that they've just nickel plated the full thing, including the heat pipes, and just included the slates. It's a very nice performing colour, as well with the fan being black as well. If you are just wanting to just not use the slates, just have a fully black colour in your rig, that's completely cool. It is a very nice colour, and I do like what they've done with the slits as well, so you can unscrew them and match other things in your rig, and as I've shown you nearer the end, it does kind of match my heat sinks on my, what is it, on my motherboard, and then also the little red bits on my 960 currently. So yeah, it's a good colour, I would recommend it. It is a little bit more than the original, of course. Nickel plating is not exactly cheap, but you know, you are getting the slits and a very nice looking colour. So there we are. So guys, thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and also subscribe. And as always, you'll find Amazon links in the description, as well as a link to SilentiumPC's website. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.